I don't need to pretend to be someone's friend either. If I want to fuck them, I will just do that. Hey guys, welcome to Too Personal. It's Joy Taylor. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Make sure that you hit subscribe and follow us on social at Too Personal Show. My brain has to switch from show to show. Oh, also follow the Daily Play, Joy Taylor.
Yeah.
But I say that every day. So now it's Too Personal Show. Follow us on Too Personal Show. And if you want some sports updates, follow us on the Daily Play, Joy Taylor. I just got back from France. I was in Bordeaux for a wedding, and then I was in Cannes, and then I went to Saint-Tropez, and then went to Paris for a couple hours. And I got to see Notre Dame because they finally opened it after the fire. So I actually got to go in this time, which was really cool. So I've spent a lot of time in Europe over this summer, which I really feel like the summer is almost over. It's been a very, very busy summer. It's July, and July is already completely scheduled out. So I feel like it's going way too fast. As a summer person, summer is my favorite season. Everything is going very fast, but it's been very fun. And I was in France during a historic heat wave. So I really did not want to complain about it at all because I was in France, but people were, it was a very serious situation. It was so unbelievably hot. I am so grateful for air conditioning.
Is it humid or dry?
It's humid, and it's a deadly heat wave. People are dying.
Oh.
It's so hot. It's the hottest place on earth. It is insane.
Just this year, or it's always that way?
No. They're having a heat wave across Europe, but particularly France. It was unexplainable how hot it was. I walked around with this personal fan the entire week. I told everyone, I was like, I don't want to hear, there will be no judgment this week. Just can't. If you're smelly, if you're sweaty, if I got the boob lines, once the tits get hot, it's cooked. You can't calm them down. They're just walking heaters. And but tip for the big titty girls, deodorant.
Yeah.
Right? Deodorant on the boobs.
Bring a little mini aerosol can.
No, you need the stick. You need the stick.
Those weren't
you need the cancer-causing stick too. Don't get the aluminum one. No natural shit. It's debunked anyway. But I had to tell my mother that. She was like, "You can't use that deodorant." And I was like, "No, Mom, it's not a thing."
Like the Tom's aluminum that you get at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods.
I mean, listen, I like them, but I need the stuff with the chemicals. And and also if you're a thigh rubber like myself,
Yes.
just toss a little in here. Works wonders.
Really?
It does. It's very serious. Specs is laughing, but
I would
listen,
have died.
if you would have died. I really was. It was very distracting how hot it was, and I don't want to complain about it because again I was in the south of France, but when I tell you, it was very serious. It was a very serious heat
in
wave.
my upper lip.
It was everywhere. The heat was behind your ears.
No.
It was so crazy, but it was a great time, and Europe could use some AC. There are some things about America that even though I'm beefing with her right now, we just get right. Airports, superior. Even LAX, which is a actual shithole.
Really?
Superior airports. The water situation. You know how when you sit down at an American restaurant and they just immediately bring you water?
Yeah. They don't there?
Mm-mm.
Why?
They hate water.
What do they drink?
Everything but water. Wine. But no, the water situation across Europe is so frustrating to me as a constant water drinker. And AC.
They don't have AC?
A lot of places don't have AC.
Oh, see. I would have no upper lip. Gone.
The AC situation's crazy. So that's that was the I don't want to say struggles. It was not struggles, but those are my recaps of what I would change about Europe.
Yeah.
Got to get up on the water. But yeah, so had a good trip. Let's talk about what's going on.
Well, just a little more on Cannes. I saw on Threads people were talking about they're experiencing imposter syndrome as they're leaving. So I myself have never been, but I also think there's a lot of people who have not. So is it just that there's too much going on and you can't make everything? Because they're saying like if they left early, that meant they weren't networking enough. They convinced themselves eating dinner alone. They weren't connecting. Les Alfred even said she experienced similar feelings. So, like, what is it? Like, is it just too much? Like, it's so saturated with events, or what?
So Cannes Lions is a marketing festival, and they give out awards for a variety of different things related to marketing. So it's a couple of days where all the CMOs, all the chief revenue officers, all the presidents, like a lot of the decision makers for big brands are all in Cannes. There are panels, there are events, there are dinners, there are parties, there are, conferences, like mini conferences, and a lot of people go to connect with these big brands. And then so if you're a creator, which because the creator market has become such a big part of marketing, creators are there now more than ever. And there were a ton of creators there this year. I think in a lot of ways, people are confused about what Can actually is.
Hmm.
And if it's your first time, I know a lot of first time people felt very overwhelmed, which it is. It's very overwhelming. There's nonstop events every hour of the day. You're getting invites to a bunch of different things. You don't necessarily might not know what's important to go to. It's not the easiest place to get around. This year, it was also extremely hot. So, whereas in other years, you could just walk from event to event, it was actually unsafe in some ways to walk across town because it was so hot. Like you had to literally had to stay hydrated and stay cool. So, I know it can be overwhelming for people, but I think the secret is, well, not the secret, but like the point is that you have to have a plan. You have to really sit with what events are actually going to serve me for what I do in business. It's not a place to go party, although there are parties. It's not a place to just go be seen, although it is a scene. It's really a place to connect, and you're getting the opportunity to have FaceTime and organic interactions with people that are there not only to connect with you, but to connect with other executives and corporate types, but who want to hear about what's next, who want to get ideas for how to properly market whatever business they're in or how to connect with other creators and so on and so forth. So you really have to have a plan. You need to follow up with the people that you meet there. Yes, it can feel very insulated and gatekeepy because it is. It's a conference in the south of France. It's not meant for everybody to be there, and it is a very strategic visit for the brands that are there. They're not playing around. So I get that a lot of people would feel like they're on the outside, but my advice to them would be take that feeling and figure out how to shift to being on the inside. Like if you were there, you were already a step ahead, or not a step ahead, but you're already in a place that most people will never go in their lives and most creators will not have access to. So to get the benefit from it, you have to have a plan and you have to be flexible and you have to not take things personally. Oprah was there. Oprah is there moving around. Like there's a
Yeah.
there's a huge gap between like a new creator and Oprah, obviously. And like you could actually be in the same room, but if you're not in the same room, like maybe it's because Oprah's there. So I think that I get the perspective of a lot of people. It is definitely a place that could trigger imposter syndrome. But I would say, as somebody who mostly feels like imposter syndrome and have dealt with it at points, mostly does not absolutely nothing to serve you. Remember that in this business, in any creative business, it is a constant grind. You can go to people who have been in the business for decades who are telling you that they're still having to find new ways to be creative. So making it looks different for everybody. It comes in ebbs and flows. And one year you could be the hottest thing, and the next year you got to ask for invites to things. And that's the part of this business that can be exhausting, but it's also what this business is. So I think a lot of people, just are figuring out how to navigate that space. And I do get it. I had my own feelings about being there, but I felt Like, it was very beneficial for me. I got a lot of business done, and it was very useful. But it is a business trip. It can be overwhelming. It is a gatekeeping place. It's a very hard place to get to, and there are big names and big decision makers there. And the best way to benefit from it is to work proactively to pitch and talk about what you have going on. And if you don't have something going on, it's probably not a good time to go to Cannes, because unless you're going there to absorb information and to get new ideas, if you're there to connect with people, if you don't have anything to connect about, then it's probably not a useful trip. But yeah, I mean, also eating alone is a treat.
Right.
Eating alone at Cannes, I'm listen, I guess because I've done it before, I did not feel like the pressure to do everything. Like, I had the things lined out that I knew I was absolutely going to do, the things that I had to do. I had a panel there and I had a creator event. But I also like know the importance of refueling. And I don't know if I have like an anxiety disorder or some other kind of thing, but I am someone that gets extremely overstimulated, and I get very overwhelmed after I've talked to a certain number of people. And if I know I'm going into a space where I have to be not only super social but super on, which is what Cannes is, because you're talking to like very important people the entire time. Everyone you meet there, every interaction you have is important. And so you're coming with like your best stuff. I need to just like lay in silence, like darkness, like a vampire. I literally lay like this. Like take a shower because I've been sweating all day. Lay like this in silence and with the AC blasting and like not talk for a few hours. I have to do that. I don't know what that means, but
No, being on for that many days.
yeah. And I think, if you've never done it before, you're just navigating it, but it's not Coachella. It's not
Right.
It's not even South by Southwest. It's a very, very specific place with a very specific experience and agenda. And as it grows and more people attend, I think you just have to learn how to make it work for you.
Yeah. Well, when you were there, I was outside a little bit for
I
for
saw you
BT
outside.
week.
Okay, outside.
I went to like 2 things, something like.
That's a lot for you.
That's a lot for me. I was tired.
I'm sure.
I re-injured my nerve.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a little spin that move I was doing
Mm-mm,
when Miami came on. I don't know.
I did do a lot of dancing. Those videos are coming too. After Cam was over, I did do a little partying on the back end, as is needed.
Yeah, we need all the content.
Yeah. Afties was amazing too. Shout out to Afties.
Oh, that looked fire.
It's the best party. It's the best party.
I had a little FOMO watching those pictures. But did you watch the awards last night? BT Awards?
I did see. I was flying back from France,
Yeah.
but I did see a lot of the recaps and the videos and the tributes.
Yeah.
Love Lizzo being a part of the Lauryn Hill tribute. She killed it. I love Lauryn Hill.
Same.
I think Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest albums of all time, and it's great to just see her there. I've always wanted to see Lauryn Hill live, but I'm not waiting 4 hours. So if there's a situation where I know I'm going to see her, I would definitely go. But I loved seeing it. It was incredible. And there were so many great moments. And the fashions, honey.
The looks were eating.
The looks were so good.
They were eating. Madison Ryan, who I missed last night, but you just showed me.
Yeah, she looked
Fire.
amazing. I loved her fit.
Thames.
Love
Keke Palmer
Thames.
looked great.
I would
Keke's
fight a
been in
war
her
for
bag
Thames.
this year.
Teyna has been killing it. Yeah, she has. She's looked incredible.
And I really liked that she got the BT Icon of the Year award.
Yes,
Well deserved.
Miss Janet.
Listen, I was teary-eyed watching everyone was crying in there. That was such a real, genuine moment to see. She was so excited. And she said something in her speech. She said she wondered if she should feel uncomfortable saying the title out loud, Icon of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, nah, I worked my ass off for 20 years for this. Like, I deserve this. This is my moment. You've been in your business for about 20 years. Very, very many phases from a young age. So do you ever feel like it gets to that point where you question, like, am I deserving of these accolades or my accomplishments? Did I need to work a little harder? How does it feel when you've been doing something for that long?
I do understand what she's saying because you can feel maybe like you have more to accomplish, or you can feel like, you're on stage with Janet Jackson and this is an absolute icon who's giving you award and you maybe feel undeserving in some ways. But I like that she rebuked that feeling because I think that little monster exists in the back of any aspirational person's brain, that they're not doing enough, that they haven't accomplished enough, that if they take a moment to be in the moment, to accept an award, to accept a title, to be proud of something they've accomplished, that they're somehow letting go of the drive to do more, or that, they're confused. They got confused with somebody else who, has done way more than them. So I do understand the juxtaposition of those two feelings. I've made it a point at certain times in my career to be very present. For example, the Super Bowl in Miami was a week that Super Bowl is kind of in some ways similar to Cannes, that it's just absolute nonstop, morning to night. I mean, you were with me in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's insane the amount of things that are going on, the places that you have to be, the work that you have to do if you're in the business. And um, I didn't want to just rush through it. I didn't want to just work through it. I wanted to be really present and absorb the experience because it was something that I had worked really hard for, but it was also a full circle moment. I started my career in Miami. I went to school in Miami. I'm now on South Beach, the same strip that I used to go and party every night in college. I'm now doing the show on this incredible set with Colin. We're here for the Super Bowl, covering the Super Bowl. I get to have my brother on my show. Um, it was a really huge week for me, and I'm glad that I lived presently in it because it's such a core memory for my career now. And there's been a couple moments throughout my career that I've been consciously very, very present for. And it's reminded me that like you can enjoy your hard work. It doesn't mean that you're taking your foot off the gas. It doesn't mean that you're um, accepting this as the peak. And it also doesn't mean on the flip side that you're undeserving or that there's someone else that should be there. It's kind of that constant like balance that, I hate the word humble, but I think it's fear more than being humble. And like that kind of looms over both of those experiences of feeling like you're undeserving and then also feeling like if I do accept that I deserve this, I'm letting go of some of my juice. I'm letting the chip on my shoulder get smaller. So I absolutely understand what she's talking about, and she's unbelievably deserving. She's been absolutely killing it for years, but she's really having her moment right now with all the success that she's experienced in every avenue of everything that she's doing. So I'm happy for her. She's absolutely deserving of that award, and I'm glad that she got that moment with Janet as well because it's not a mistake that, or it wasn't unintentional, I should say, that Janet was the one to give her that award because Janet is such a multi-dimensional talent, movies, fashion, television, music, dance. Like she's just a creative innovator, and that's so much of what Teyna is as well. So I love that moment. I thought it was great.
It was amazing. Before Cannes and before BT, you went to the White House.
I did Michael. Oh, we didn't do any of our BTS from the White House.
Oh, we gotta post that.
Oh, sorry, I was in Cannes. Like I did not.
It's been a week.
No way I was getting to that. I will do that this week. Oh my God. I was like, I know I'm forgetting to post something. Yeah, we have so much content from the behind this. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We gotta post it. We can still post it. It's fine.
I'll post it today.
Yeah.
It'll be out of order. I also have to.
You can reorder your grid.
I can't. Hey,
I've done
I
that
can't
a few
do
times.
all that. I need to give you access to my page. But so you can tell me what to do with it, with the reordering. I have to divorce myself of the anxiety of posting things out of chronological order.
Yeah, you have to. Just
I'm so like, oh my God, but then everyone's going to think I'm back from France. Like I am back from France. I have not gotten through all my France content.
right. It's fine.
So I'm gonna have to work on that. But yeah, I'll do the BTS from the White House today. But that was great. It was so fun to be back with Michael.
Well, I loved the discussion you guys had about men having female friends
Mm-hmm.
and you saying that it's a green flag. Have you had experiences with men where they didn't have any female friends, or was it just that they were incapable of having non-sexual relationships with these women?
So I've had a variety of different experiences with men. Again, I'm 39 years old. I've been married. I've been engaged. I've dated men with kids. I have dated young men when I was young who were broke. I've dated older men when I was young who were wealthy. And like, if you're keeping count, good for you. But I've had a lot of different experiences with men, and I've seen a lot of different things as well with family, with girlfriends. Like, I'm pretty well versed in what can happen both positively and negatively within relationships.
Yeah.
So I did not come to this conclusion lightly. I didn't always feel this way. I've been burned by men who've said that someone was their friend who wasn't their friend. I've known women who have said that men were their friends and they were not, the men were not really their friends. I've seen men wait as friends and then they turned out to be in a relationship. I've seen it all. The core of this conversation, which I've had several times on Too Personal, and it trends every time I talk about it, the core of it is this. At this point in my life, the person that I am, the industry in which I work, the experiences that I've had, the goals that I have for myself, both personally, professionally, I have collected an incredible variety of people in my life. And if you're in my life at this point, you have been extremely vetted and you're someone that I trust very dearly because I don't fuck with people. And I fuck with people less the older I get, and I fuck with people less after the experiences that I've had as well, which should be obvious to anyone. I think that men, if I'm going to date a man, they sort of have to be on my level as far as life experiences. Like I wouldn't do well with a very like naive person or someone who just hasn't traveled a lot. It's not that I would like eliminate that person from contention, but I think it would be hard for them to relate to me and relate to how I live my life. So someone who has a variety of different people in their lives, having a woman as a friend to me is important simply because I want to know that you, independent of me, you view women as valuable outside of sex. You like talking to them. You're interested in how they think. You want to support them professionally, personally. You have them in your life, in your space, and they're safe around you. Those things are important to me as values in a man that I want to date because I am ferocious about women. And I'm ferocious about how I'm treated as a woman. And I'm ferocious about the man I'm being with to see me as multifaceted beyond sex as well. And in my experience, men who have no women in their lives that are friends, and the reason I specifically say friends is you're not going to fuck your sister or your mother or your grandmother or your auntie or your cousin, right? So family doesn't count. Yes, it's important you have relationships with those people, but you're never going to fuck them. So you don't have this like choice that, oh, I find this person attractive or I think they're a woman that is available, but I'm choosing to have self-control, or I just naturally have self-control to not want to fuck every woman around me. So family doesn't count. And your girlfriend can also be your friends, but you're fucking her. So it eliminates the whole point of being around a woman and not sleeping with her and feeling her feeling safe with you, you feeling vulnerable, you getting information that is from unbiased. Your family is going to have a certain feeling about you. So the feedback you get from them may be useful and helpful, but it's still not coming from an independent source. To me, that's important. People boil it down to a lot of different things, and they've had a lot of trauma in these situations, which I get, which is why you should do exactly what the fuck you want to do with your life. I'm telling you, this is what I want to do with my life. You do what the fuck you want to do with your life. And if you feel like I'm wrong, I don't give a fuck. I'm still not going to do what you do. And you shouldn't do what I do. And it really just comes down to that for me.
Yeah. I've had some trauma, so I'm glad that you have.
Well, I mean, what's your trauma?
Listen, the amount of sisters that men have had, and I'll meet their whole family, and I'm like, well, I didn't meet this sis, though. So who is she? When was she born? Where'd she pop up?
Yeah,
You're fucking her.
I don't call my male friends bro. I might say this person is like a brother.
Right.
But I don't call them bro for this exact reason.
No.
Because there's like this thing where it's like, oh, that's your bro. Like, I have brothers.
Yeah.
And I have men in my life that are like brothers to me. But I'm not calling them that. They're oh, that's bro, oh, that's sis. Like,
yeah, absolutely
yeah,
not. Cap.
I get
Cap. They're not.
I get the trauma behind that. And I get the trauma that a lot of people have behind this. Like, I've experienced the same thing. I've been with men who have a female friend, and I'm like, that bitch is not your fucking friend.
No.
She is not friends to anyone. And like, not for nothing, you're not her friends. That's not what that is. Like, that's a different thing. And I get that. And I've experienced that. And listen, I have been cheated on so many creative ways. Like, we should make, you know what we should do? No, we shouldn't do this, but it would be funny to do, we used to do the tournament, the bracket of stuff. When I was in sports radio, we did bracket of stuff. So like a 1 seed would be like porn or Sunday Ticket. A 6 seed might be like chicken wings. And like, it's just, you just eliminate it. We would vote on it online and like get down to like, you know, what's the best thing.
Yeah.
Porn would usually get down to Final Four. Well, I mean, a lot of people like porn.
Yeah, a lot.
But
well, maybe they might. It's both. Porn, maybe,
I mean,
is
like,
a dessert.
you have to understand, eliminated Specs. Eliminated. Specs like, fuck porn. Fuck porn. I don't need porn. It would be a tough choice between porn and chicken wings.
It's so many.
There are a lot of flavors. There's a lot
creative.
of options in the porn space too, though.
You could. Well, is OF? Can you just replace it with OF? Or
No,
is that
porn.
under
Porn's
the same
gone.
umbrella?
Yeah, porn's gone. All of it. The entire category. But what I was saying is, we could do a bracket of getting cheated on.
Oh my God.
In the different ways.
We have to do it.
In the different ways and see but like, you're voting for, like, I guess the worst. It'd have to be the worst.
The worst,
right?
yeah.
Anyway, the point is, I get the anxiety. I get why people are like, I've been burned by this. I don't want a man that has female friends. I'm his friend. I don't want a girl that has male friends. I don't want my girl around men. Cool. That's your life. You should do that if you want to. Me personally, I have found that men who I have had experiences with who do not have any female friends do not see women as complete humans. They cheat more because any woman around them who isn't related to them or is their girl is for hunting. And they don't treat women well because they're under no obligation other than their family or their girl to have any positive interaction with women. And I don't like that. That's not all. I'm not saying all men do that don't have female friends. I'm saying that that's been my experience and that's not what I want. And I also am not giving up the people in my life. Like, if in the past, I've been with men who are extremely insecure, who are like, I don't want you to have any male friends and you've got to cut off all your male friends. And it was stupid. And they cheated on me with everyone. So like, what the fuck was the point of that? Like, I just gave up people that I loved dearly, who had been in my life and supported me, and I've never slept with. That for what? For a man that couldn't
Ain't
walk down the
shit.
street without falling in some pussy. And the other point is that people always make with this. Well, there's a couple points. One, people are always saying like, well, male friends are just waiting for you to be single.
No.
I'm single a lot. Like, shoot your shot. Okay. And they don't. And they're aware. Two, they're like, if you called them and asked them to sleep with you, they would say yes. And I can tell you, the men that I call my friends, that I'm like, no, this is a friend, would not do that.
You
They
think they
wouldn't.
would think about it? At just being a man. I feel like the thought would cross their mind, and then they'd be like, Joy,
But
are you okay?
I
Like,
think
are you
they would be like,
on
are you
something?
okay? I think they would be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, I believe that they would be like, huh, that's interesting, but why are you asking me this? Their response wouldn't be, oh, okay, I'm on the way.
Right.
Their response would be like, why are you saying this? Like, okay, but why are you saying this? Like, I'm not just going to come over and fuck you. You clearly have lost your mind, or you're drunk, or there's something else going on. So I'm going to ask those questions first.
Right.
You can say whatever you want. That's my delusion. I'm also not calling these men and telling them that I want to fuck them. So that we'll never find out, because that's not the point of me having. I don't need to call someone my friend to have them in my life.
No.
Which is I think the thing you guys are skipping here. If a man is only trying to sleep with me, I know that. I am more than aware as a woman of how to navigate being around people that want to fuck me. I don't need your help. Got it down. So if I can smell from a mile away if a man is only in that space because he's trying to fuck with me, they're not good enough at it. You guys are not good enough at pretending. It's so very fucking obvious. People that's not their goal, it's not their goal. And I don't need to pretend to be someone's friend either. If I want to fuck them, I will just do that. I'm like, I'm just his friend. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
What do I look like? I want to read you some of the comments. I screenshotted some of the comments from the post that I think really sum up what we're talking about here. If I can get through my content. Okay. Actually, Specs, I want your thoughts on this too. As a man, do you have a mic?
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can hear you. Yeah. What do I'm going to read it how they wrote it too. Because English be kicking a motherfucking ass, boy. What do a man benefit from having a platonic female friend? Now, before you answer, Specs, this is my point. What does a man benefit from having a platonic female friend? Well, if this is how you think, this is the exact type of person I don't want around me. Because literally what you're saying is there is no benefit to a woman being in your life other than you fucking them or them being your family. You're saying the exact point that I'm making. You don't see women as valuable unless they are your family or they're your girl and you're fucking them. That's it. That is my point. Why is that a kind of man that I would want anywhere near me on a daily basis? Specs?
No, I think you're right. I think that men that have woman friends learn how to respect women like the right way, like a more fully rounded way, not just outside of no means no type of way. It's like more of an understanding in terms of like their experience. And I have a very close woman friend. And a lot of the things that I thought I was not guilty of, it just helped me understand the world more. So like I think that being close with her helped me understand women a little bit more.
Right.
So I think that and a multitude of ways, honestly, right? Like, do I feel like I got like a little bit more game? Like, yeah, sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily say like operating around women it's made it easier, because I don't want the word easy to kind of like lose its connotation. But
Right.
what I'll say is that it made it more comfortable to like understand like where gray area is and like, you know, like how to operate more in a more supportive type of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And I also think when you have friends from the opposite sex, there are very clear boundaries that you have to have that create a level of like respect, that like in the way that you would treat someone that is your family,
Right.
but also treating someone to make them feel comfortable.
Right.
So this is another really good one. She want male friends because she want male friends. No thanks. I need a woman with no males around and doesn't need validation attention from any men but the ones she loves. And then he says a bunch of is true love alive, is true love dead, enigma, star gods. So whatever that means. Having male friends does not equate to male attention. First of all, fuck male attention. I promise you, every beautiful woman wants less male attention.
Yeah.
So the idea of male attention is because you guys want male attention. You want attention from men. Attention from men is so fucking easy to get. I promise you on God, it's the easiest thing in the world. Women do not give a fuck about male attention. The women who do things for male attention are so fucking obvious. And women do not fuck with women who do things for male attention because it's so fucking easy to get. It is like the most obvious pathetic thing that you can do. It's such an easy thing to tap into. So having male friends is not about having attention from men. Again, why is that? Why do you need to have a male friend to get attention from men? It's just so weird. She just be talking. I do be talking. Joy Taylor talks, babe. I do be talking. That's what the fuck I do. Her friends would fuck her, guaranteed. We already went over that.
Yeah, I know.
And then I will never date a man with tons of female friends. I didn't say tons of female friends.
Tons is
I didn't say tons.
exaggerated.
Although that doesn't matter anyway. I didn't say tons. I said has female friends.
Mhm.
I didn't say tons. It's a big difference. They resent you for getting in between them and their emotional vibrator. Bide their time and strike with a vengeance when the relationship ends, co-signing all of his bullshit to strengthen their own bond and make up for the time they lost to you. No, never again. I want a man's man, a man with kind male friends who see women as human beings and hold each other accountable to honorable behavior and values. The man I have now. Well, I don't know where you plucked that man from, but yeah, no, this is trauma, and I understand. I get it. Like that person was an op. And you should feel exactly how you feel about it. That was not a friend. That was an op. And yeah, I can tell you with 100%, not only confidence, but experience, that if my male friends do some fucked up shit, I'm the first motherfucker to tell them that. Ain't no wiggle room around here.
Because you're a real friend.
I'm a real friend, and I barely fuck with them to begin with. They're men.
Right.
You know, I don't even like them breathing around me. So
oh my God. The breathing.
I don't they be chewing all loud. I'll be damned if you do some fucked up shit to a woman, not anything criminal, obviously, but like if you're playing around or you're being dishonest and you're just gonna tell me about it and I'm gonna be like, yeah, whatever, like she deserved that, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I that's an emotional vibrator. Yeah, that's trauma. And babe, it sounds like you've been through it, so I'm not mad at it. But that's not all men, and that's not all women friends, because it certainly ain't me. My male friends will tell you in a fucking second. They be sick of my ass. If a woman is not my family or my girl, she better be one hell of a friend or it's pointless.
See? They have no social skills.
Women aren't good friends. This is my point. Stop listening to women. Women know they talk for the sake of talking.
That ain't cat.
All y'all have a motherfucking podcast. Don't take any relationships advice from women. Again, the English language, I mean, it's just...
People really need to start reading.
Don't take any relationships advice from women. Yeah, you're right. You should take all your relationship advice from men because that's who you want to be in a relationship with is men. People be gay.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, this conversation, it could go on and on and on. But the point is I get everyone's trauma. I get why it's such a hot topic for people to discuss. And I think people think I'm making it up. But the other thing everyone was mad about was that I date really good people. And the tea is you don't know who I date. You don't know anything.
That part.
Everything you think you know, you don't know. So, yeah. I mean, I feel I say things with confidence when I say them because I know the truth. Some other people know the truth. You know the truth. Do I date good people?
Yeah.
Exactly. Do I date men that have female friends?
Yes.
Are they kind people?
Yes.
So, are they successful?
Yeah.
So that's the point. I don't really want to tussle with you guys about whether these people exist or not. What exists in your world doesn't exist in everyone's world. And I have been to the other side. I've been the girl that listened to the man who said, don't have any men around you. And the reason that he wanted that is because he could not be around women without fucking them. And that's not the only one. That's a multiple time experience. I've been the girl who was like, oh, this is your friend. And she doesn't really seem like a friend. And she wasn't a friend. So I've dealt with that too. I have hardlined things many times throughout my life and then realized that they were a mistake. I'm not encouraging you to date a man that has female friends if you don't feel comfortable with that. I'm not encouraging you to date a woman that has male friends if you don't feel comfortable with that. What I am encouraging you to do is shut the fuck up telling me what to do with my life and time, because I didn't come to this conclusion by accident. I didn't give this hot take. I'm not giving a hot take to stir the internet. I've said this many times and I will continue to say it. And also, I don't want the same things that y'all want. I want different things. And I have a full life. And I'm really, really, really grateful for the men in my life who are my friends. I'm grateful for the way that they support me. I'm grateful for the way they ground me. I'm grateful for the way that they remind me that I'm not always right, although it is rare. I'm grateful for the way that they've had my back, the way that they have supported me professionally, the way that they have spoke me up in rooms that I haven't been in, the way that they've protected me, the way that they've been there for me when I've been in physical harm or physically unsafe. I can go on. And I have deep, loving, incredible relationships with women in my life. My friendships with women are the cornerstone, like the backbone of so much of what I do. But I truly believe that our two sexes treating each other with respect and understanding, particularly starting with men, because as we know, statistically, men are performing most of the violence against women. The most unsafe place for a woman is in her own home. She is more likely to be killed by her partner than by a stranger. I can go on and on and on. So in my opinion, a thing that would benefit society as a whole, and a thing that would benefit men, and a thing that would benefit women's safety, and a thing that would benefit and fill people's lives more is to see everyone as an equal human being. And even though we are different, that we can share with each other in a way that is respectful and full. And no, not everybody is your friend. And no, not everybody is there for the right reasons. And yes, there are predatorial men who will pretend to be friends with you so that they can get into your space and just try to wait it out so that they can have sex with you. And yes, there are predatorial women who pretend to be friends with men and are, as she said, emotional vibrators. Everyone is not the same and everyone doesn't have good intentions. It's on you as an adult to gather from your experiences the people that are, and even still, even when you think you know enough, there are still people who can be parasites and lie to you and manipulate, and their whole purpose in your life is to take and destroy you. I'm very, very versed in those experiences as well. However, in my quest in life to not become a bitter person, I have found that working on an individual basis with people, whether they are men or women, can really benefit and give you a full life. And that is my non-internet-y take on male friendships. But you should do what the fuck you want.
Right.
All right, let's get to Never Too Personal. Is that all we had?
Yep.
Okay. If you want to be a part of the show, twopersonalpodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM us at twopersonalshow on IG. But follow us on all of our platforms. What are some of the best moments of your life and why? This is an interesting question to me at this point in my life because I'm turning 40 in January. And so whenever I get to a new decade, I have a lot of reflection on things. Like when I was 19, I was dealing with a lot from my childhood. It was kind of like everything that happened to me just kind of exploded at once. And I made a lot of really interesting decisions as a young person in processing all that trauma and processing independence and becoming an adult. At 29, I mean, my entire world changed. I moved to Los Angeles. I got married. I mean, everything in my life was different. It was kind of very similar to 19 in a in the very ferocious life change way. And then now at 39, I'm reflecting back on a complicated decade where I grew and changed a lot and formed a lot of relationships, lost a lot of relationships, broke off a lot of relationships. And I'm also going through a real shift away from any kind of religion and kind of leaning more into what my purpose is. And I'm actually excited about being in my 40s. I've heard nothing but great things from women about being 40, and my body is changing a lot. So I am reflecting on this question of like, what are the best moments of my life and why? And, obviously being with my family is something that comes to mind first and foremost. Like, I've been really grateful over the past couple years that I've got to spend a lot more time with my family than I have over the past 20 years being in Miami. So I was away from everyone who was in Pittsburgh, and, being away from everyone who was in Pittsburgh, and now being in LA, I've been away from everyone for the past 10 years. So over the last couple years, I've got to travel and spend a lot more time with my family. And that's been really special to me because I've lived away for so long. And that's really important. Obviously, I have some career moments that are really special. But I think, like, when I think about what real peace is outside of the obvious, like, career and family, I think it's really when I have the opportunity to have new experiences. Like, part of the reason why I like to travel so much is because so much of our life is on screens now, and so much of our life is programmed and scheduled, and so much of what we see in the US, although I do enjoy traveling around the US as well, so much of what we see in our like everyday lives is repetitive. And when you travel, when you get to see new places, it just expands your brain. It opens you up to the idea that there are different things in the world, that there are different ways to live, that there are different ways to be happy, that there are different ways to worship, there are different ways to spend money, there's different ways to spend your life. When you run into people who are not just completely programmed by consumerism, which, by the way, I am, and they feel like they're just living in a different universe. They go to their job, they enjoy their job, they come home at a normal time, spend time with their family, kick it in the town square. Like, they're not worried about how they're going to buy their 15th Louis Vuitton. It's a really eye-opening and like soul-opening and intelligence-opening experience. So when I think about the best moments, obviously under my family and what I've been able to do in my career, whenever I get to experience somewhere new, it's always very special to me. Or whenever I get to go back to somewhere that I don't get to go too often and experience a place for the second or third time, like somewhere like Rome, and I just get to walk around and I don't feel like I'm missing anything because I didn't see any of the like, big monuments or anything, and I get to like just really experience a city or a new place. That's really special to me. And it's something that I don't take for granted because travel's expensive and it's hard to get time off and it's hard to get to some of these places. And sometimes when you go, you don't even get to experience them properly. So, yeah, like going to Iceland and seeing the Northern Lights in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, with two of my best friends in a snowsuit, like that is maybe a once in a lifetime experience and something I could never have imagined doing really when I was, a 13-year-old kid in Pittsburgh, just trying to survive. Like those are not things that you necessarily get to dream of. And then to be able to do those things and go to, I think I'm at 28 different countries now. That to me is a really cool experience and something I'm really grateful for. And it's like a formative part of who I am. So when I think of the best moments, I would say it's those three things. It's my family, the things I've been able to accomplish in my career, and being able to see as much of the world that I have already been able to see and will hopefully be able to see more. That's Never Too Personal. If you want to be a part of the show, twopersonalpodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on social where you can DM us at twopersonalshow. Get you some male friends and hit subscribe and tell your friends about us. And thanks for being here. We'll catch you next time.